Hello, dear friends. I'm so happy to continue with you to ascend and to go through the Psalms of Ascents, to experience God's Word and His fresh revelation, His fresh bread, because He has His fresh bread for His children. Every morning, He is renewing it for us. So let's go to the Psalm 129. And it says that I will go ahead and read actually with the Hebrew already insights. So from Hebrew perspective and from original, it says that from my youth I was troubled, I was distressed, and I've experienced tragedy. Let Israel say it. Uh, from my youth, they have troubled me and distressed and attacked me. But they couldn't overcome me. So, this is the soul that is crying out to the Lord and is saying what has happened to the person and actually to the whole nation, because this singer is singing this song of ascents on behalf whole nation, on behalf whole Israel. And we could say that we also experience the unity and the one of the body of the Messiah, of the Christ, that although we are in different parts, although we in different churches, we are in different denominations, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, because we are all one body. And the same, like Israel contains or consists of 12 tribes, but all of them, they were Israel. The same with us. We are the one body of the Messiah. And we also could say, like, from our youth, we've experienced different troubles, different distress, and even tragedies. And then he said, the plowman plowed on my back, wounding me with long furrows. And you can feel the old tragedy, and you can feel the depth of the experience of this distress and tragedy when comparing Israel and the back of the Israel as the land on which plowmen were plowing. And then he said, Yahweh, this is the name that God revealed himself to Moses when he asked, what's your name? And he said to him, Yahweh. And in Hebrew, we know that rabbis actually they forbid to proclaim this name out loud because it's so powerful, but this name can be translated, or the meaning of this name is I will be the one I would like to be to the certain measure and at the certain circumstances. So, and he said, Yahweh is righteous. He cuts me from yoke. He cuts me free from the yoke of the wicked. So even though we've experienced troubles, and right now we experienced fear and diseases and maybe economical suffering, or the businesses that are not going right now because of the situation, because of the global sickness, and we can feel that we are stuck, and we are somebody is kind of like plowing and making these long furrows on our back. But God is righteous. Our God is righteous. He will not let us. And then he said, he will not let them swallow us alive. He will not let them bring us to the death, because he is the one who is cutting off this yoke of wicked from us. And then he said, let be thrown back and cut off in confusion all who hate Zion. They will be as grass on the roof, which dries out before it grows. Actually, this comparison with the grass on the root, it's interesting because in Israel, their roofs are different than ours. They don't have this close roof that we experience, like we are building here in our society. The roof is flat, and the sun, actually the heat, is hitting first the roof. And he said that our God is comparing to the sun, who is drying out and who is cutting off these enemies from us. And then he said, and never feels the reaper's hands or the arms of the one who binds sheaves. So actually what he is saying, that those who are trying to kill us, who are trying to bring us down, who are trying to bring confusion to us and fear and cause us to afraid of something, they will not be prosperous. They will not bring their fruit, because the grass or the plant that is drying out of the sun, and also like the fruit of the labor of the sower is the harvest. But God, he's saying they will not be filled up with the sheaves, so they will not succeed. They will not come to the point where they want to bring us down, to kill us, because our God is righteous, because we have the righteous God who is washing us and who himself is breaking off this yoke from our neck and from our back. And then he said, and there will be no blessing, no passers-by, says Adonai, or Yahweh will bless you, or his blessings will be upon you. And then he said, we blessed you in the name of Adonai. Like, who's blessing whom? And he says, those wicked who are doing wicked things to us, towards us, they will not prosper. They will not be blessed. But he says, Israel, who experienced the troubles, the distress, the attacks from the enemy from their youth, will be blessed in the name of Adonai. So, my dear friends, we can be encouraged right now in our currently situation and circumstances that God is watching us. And even though if you feel that you are plumbed by someone, if you feel down, God is the one who is watching you and who is cutting off and breaking off this yoke from you. So be encouraged, because your God is watching it and you will be blessed. Even though you experience right now a kind of distress, you will see the salvation and the blessings, because your God is righteous. And let's go to the Psalm 130, a song of ascents. I'll go ahead and just like dip in from the Hebrew meaning. So in Hebrew it says, from the depths I call to the name of Yahweh. From the depth, to by Adonai, or by Yahweh, from the depth, to God I'm calling. And then he said, Adonai, excuse me, I'll go, just like want to make sure that I'm doing this correct. Yes. So from the depth I called to God. And here we have this four letter name of our God. My Lord Adonai will listen, will hear my voice, and his ears, let his ears will be hearing and will be keeping to the voice of my plead. Actually, what it says in the first verse, and what we have see here, the singer the writer is showing to us, I'm calling like from my depth. I understand what is the depth. This is some bad situation. This is some sadness or anxiety or depression or like something that is down, something that is not uplifting, something that is draining out the source of life, the energy, the light, the joy from you. And from this place, exactly from this valley, from this depth, I'm calling, I'm proclaiming the name of the Lord. And he says, my Lord, listen to my voice. Listen, Shema Bekoli, listen to my voice. Interesting, we have here this relationship in between us and between him, because when Israel was next to the mountain of Sinai, when they received Torah, when they received, well, we say law in English, but actually Torah means teaching. When they received teaching from the Lord how to live and obey the life, and when the God made the covenant with them, they were hearing the voice. The voice is something that God is showing to us, even like in the very first book in Bible, when Adam, he's heard the voice of God, and he was afraid. He wanted to escape, and he wanted to hide himself. Why? Because he heard the voice. And what does it mean? When he heard the voice, it meant that he will see someone to whom this voice belongs, right? So and the same, like we can hear somebody is coming by the voice, even we are not seeing him yet, but we are hearing the voice. We know that the person is in the house. So the same way as God is calling to us, we are hearing his voice. In the same way, the singer, the writer is telling that my voice let you hear. Now and what does it mean? First we are praying to the Lord, and then we're letting him see our face. Then we're coming closer. Then we're coming, a little bit closer to him, a little bit deeper. We are crying out to him, and then he is seeing us. And what he says, please hear. So two actions of actually hearing. So please let you hear first. Aznecha, like your ears will hear, and keep attention. So hear carefully, hear thoroughly, right? So he wants him to make sure, make sure that God will definitely hear. He will hear what he is telling to him. And he will hear what? He will hear the cry, the voice of plea. Then he said, if wrongdoings, if you will keep the records of wrongdoings, Yahweh, my Lord, who will stand? So the author is pouring out his heart. Probably he did something wrong. Probably that led him to the pit, that led him to this depth. But he's crying to the Lord, and he said, if you will keep record, then who will be able to stand in front of you? Because we know that we all are doing wrong things. We still, we not commit sin purposely, but we still breaking some commandments. We are not keeping the way we should. We are not showing love whenever we should show the love. So it means that we are doing wrong things. But he says, if you will keep records, then who will be able to stand before you? And then he said, because with you is salvation. with you is forgiveness. With you is forgiveness for the sake of them to fear you. He's comparing wrongdoings and of the person to the forgiveness and mercy of our God. And even though he committed some wrong or he committed sin, he is telling that please listen, please listen carefully, and may your ears hear my plea, because in you is forgiveness. And then he said, I'm hoping, I hoped to my God, I hope to my God, um, and keep hoping my soul in what he was hoping, or he was hoping of what? That God will forgive, that God is righteous, that even though he committed something wrong, God is able and he is willing to forgive. And then he said, so I hoped to the Lord, and I said to my soul, you will hope. This is command to you. You will hope. And on his word I will rely. Of what? That God is merciful, he is forgiving, he is slowly to anger. He is slowly to anger, and he is merciful God. And then he said, my soul longing to my Lord, the same as guards are waiting the dawn. Well, why should guards wait for the dawn? Like, you don't need to guard the morning, right? You're not keeping, you're not watching the morning. You just like sleep, and you know that you will open up your eyes in the morning, and the morning will come. You don't know like exactly what is the time when the dawn is coming and when the morning is breaking from the night. So what does it mean? It means that probably he's comparing the situation that he was feeling, the loneliness and the this weight of the sin or of the wrongdoings, and it was like night for him, but he was hoping for the morning. He was hoping for the morning, and the same, the guards are waiting and watching for the morning in order to night be finished, in order that night has finished, it's over, it's now it's different season, now it's morning. And then he said, like repeat himself, more than the guards, they're watching morning. And then he said, let Israel await, look forward, and hope to God, because with God, with Yahweh, is chesed, and chesed, it's grace. And what does it mean, chesed? Chesed, from Hebrew perspective, it's like when you committed a sin, it's the same like, and the judge said that you are guilty, but he decided to pay this guilt for you and set you free from this guilt. So, and he said like why we can be longing, or why we are looking forward, why we are awaiting and hoping for the Lord, because he is gracious, because grace is with our Lord. And then he said he will redeem Israel, but actually in Hebrew it says he will save, he will rescue, he will ransom Israel from all wrongdoings. My dear friends, we have an amazing God who called us to serve him, who gave his breath to us, who just like bring this who brought salvation, and not only salvation, but he brought the meaning of the life, and he filled our life with himself with a new meaning. So he is ransoming us, he's saving, he's rescuing. That's why we can rely, we can await, we can hope. We don't need to be the tail, we are the head, because he called us by names, he called us to live. He called us to shine even in the darkest seasons, even in the darkest moments. We are the one who's supposed to shine because of Him. Blessings to you, my friends.